Hopefully she will answer. She go. How you doing?
Hey, boy, Shishay. Good.
So,
How are you?
so this is Apete B Awo Madupo Eola. And so tonight we're gonna talk about Otura Irete. So you ready to bestow benevolence upon benevolence is the hour of all benevolence.
To bestow benevolence upon benevolence is the hour of all benevolence.
To bestow gratitude upon gratitude is the hour of all gratitude.
To bestow gratitude upon gratitude is the hour of all gratitude.
He who do not show, I'm sorry, this is Ifa's declaration, the 401 Arumale.
This is Ifa's declarations to the 401 Arumale.
We're going to marry Opwe, the daughter of Arisha Bawuji.
I'm going to marry Opwe, the daughter of Arisha Bawuji.
They declared the same for Arumala. We're going to marry Opwe, the daughter of Arisha Bawuji.
They declared the same for Arumala when going to marry Opwe, the daughter of Arisha Bawuji.
I'm grateful for yesterday's favor.
I'm grateful for yesterday's favor.
I'm grateful I received my gratuity.
I'm grateful I received my gratuity.
Otura Irete, I'm very grateful.
Otura Irete, I'm very grateful.
So, what's up, boo?
Nothing.
I love
How
you.
are
Thank
you?
you for coming. Thank you for doing this with me.
You're welcome.
So, anyway, so that new car smell, that new car smell. So, go ahead, babe. You go first. So,
What do you want me to do?
What's an example of benevolence?
An example of benevolence is getting up in the morning with your loved one when you don't have to make them lunch and have coffee with them.
I love it. I love it. I appreciate it too. I appreciate it.
Getting on these videos and talking with them.
Okay. Yeah.
That's benevolence.
So it's that new car smell. So being grateful and being benevolent is that new car smell. Like I done had cars that wasn't the best, and then I've had a new car. And so with that new car, we trying to take care of it. We trying to get the oil changed. We trying to get it washed to keep the dirt off. We trying to put energy into whatever we have in order so that it will last. So this is the way that we got to do it with our spouses, with loved ones, and in the relationships that we have. So Ifa is very specific about it. So like my wife said, you know, her getting up and making lunch in the morning when she don't have to get up, that's an act of benevolence. And so she does that because the benefit is that I can bring home the bacon. so we have to do that. We have to do that with our relationships. And it's very hard because sometimes you may not feel like getting up in the morning. I know that, and I appreciate it. You know what I mean? But we're doing that for ourselves. We getting up when we don't have to, or we putting energy into them where we don't expect anything. We try to pray, uplift, and motivate, and do all these things to help us in our relationship. But we're doing all of that because that's who we are. We're supposed to do it because of who we are. We're supposed to do it with the best and the purest intention. So just like when we take care of our car, or we take care of our house, because it's an investment. So we're thankful to have a new car, or we're thankful to have the house, or we're thankful to have the spouse, or we're thankful to have the children. So this is a way that we show gratitude. This is the action or the exemplification of gratitude. You know? So in the society we live in the world we live in, life is hard. Times are hard. There's a lot of stuff going on. So if we can do things that are benevolent to the ones we love, or we can do things that are, um, you know, that will help us receive blessings. That we invest in into our child, it'll go a long way. Ashe.
Ashe.
So
So,
go ahead.
I think in all of our relationships with we have to show gratitude. So even with relationships with our children, the way that we speak to them, the way that we speak to our spouses shows benevolence. Because if we're always angry all the time and we're mad and we're complaining about stuff, even if it's bad, you could still find the silver lining in something. So you have to change your perspective on things. Like we had to live in a 27-foot trailer for, we lived in it 3 months in Missouri when my husband was traveling, and then we lived in it for about another 4.5 months when we came to Texas with him. And I kept saying we need to get a bigger space, but I kept taking care of that space and loving that space and, praying for us to get a bigger space, because Olodumare says that if we're grateful for the things that we have now, then he will be able to bless us with greater things later. And so just taking care of those little things, the relationships that you have with your elders, it's our job to call them, to check on them, to make sure that they're getting the things that it is that they need, especially in this time with the pandemic and everything. So that's a benevolent, I love you to go to bed, action, I think, as well, babe. What do you think?
So no, you're 1,000% correct. So
Okay, go
showing
get the lamp.
gratitude is more of an action, and being benevolent kind of like makes it hit home. You know what I mean? Um, like I said, checking on the ones that we love, or check on, investing in those relationships, investing in those people, investing in those things
Okay.
is the way that we show gratitude, because you protect the things that you're grateful for. You pray for their protection, you pray for their
Okay.
elevation, you pray for their upliftment. We pray for all types of things, and it doesn't just stop with prayer. It's action as well. You know what I mean? You got to take that. I got to actually take your truck to go get it washed. You know what I mean? Because I want to make sure that it lasts. I want to make sure that the things that we do last.
Right.
We
And
invest in the future. We're investing in our family. We're investing in our
that's
spirituality.
That's right. So that's one of the things that I had to learn about being benevolent. I know y'all may not think so, but I have a bad mouth. I have a real bad mouth. I had a bad mouth, and I was a very bad complainer. And so I had to look and change my perspective of what it is that my husband does for me, what it is that Ifa does for me, what it is that my children does for me. All these things help me to grow and to become a better person, not a bitter person from the things that have that I have come across in my challenges. So I had to change my perspective, and I had to really, really be grateful and gracious and kind with my words, especially when it comes to talking with my children and my husband, because, you know, who wants to stay at home listening and bickering? Your children will want to run away. Your husband will want to run away from you. Your elders won't want to talk to you because you're always calling and complaining about something. So you always want to have that good attitude and have that space in your mind where that you are right for your spouse and your spouse is right for you, and you're going to go in there with that love, and you're going to go in there with that action, and you're not going to go in there with condemnation and just being on the other end of not being grateful or benevolent. So anyways, that's all I had to say, and I thank you for bringing me on tonight, overcoming my fears a little bit. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for everybody watching us tonight. Thank you so much for all the nice hellos and ashes.
So, well, that's it for us. It is Apete B, Awo Madupueola, and Ifa Bileke, Awo Gang Gang,
Our gang gang. Good
Oboro
night.
Aboshishe.